Twitter has been getting a lot of coverage lately, especially with Jack Dorsey now resigning as CEO. A man named Paraj Agrawal, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, being the new CEO, and apparently being pretty controversial and arguably worse than Jack Dorsey. And it clearly shows with him, or at least Twitter, establishing a new terms of service that says specifically that you cannot post a picture on Twitter without the person's direct consent, which is kind of ridiculous considering that a lot of pictures tend to be public, like I mean literally on the streets, which from last time I checked is completely fine. You can take pictures of people in public without their consent because it's the public. If it's in the private residence, then that makes sense, especially since it's another person's private residence. But aside from that, you don't really have a say when you're out in public. I know I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but that's my point stands. And yet Twitter decides to issue this rule. A lot of people, myself included, are saying that this is definitely a policy meant to effectively ban memes. I wouldn't be surprised if they were trying to combat the whole "let's go Brandon" meme, but I doubt it's going to work at all. Why are they doing this? Well, honestly, it's to protect corporations as well as the White House that have constantly been ridiculed by the major part of the public. I mean, after all, just recently, and this happened I think on I would say on Thursday last week. Or I'll take it back. On let me see on the calendar here. Okay, here we go. December 2nd. Sorry, my bad. Just recently on Thursday, December 2nd, was when I actually finally saw on my phone that the dislike button was now suspended. Thank God, actually, that there was that someone decided to issue a Google Chrome extension which returns the dislike button as well as the numbers of how many people disliked it. And it's having a profound effect, especially with, if you guys saw and have heard about this new trailer called Santa Inc. with Seth Rogen and apparently Sarah Silverman, basically making a raunchy political version of Christmas. Yeah, I'm not really interested in going to see that. I've been listening to the quarterly on this, so I'm just it's definitely doesn't sound like it's something for me. So, and apparently a lot of people agree with me on Rotten Tomatoes. At least 3%, as far as I remember, actually approve of this. But I'm digressing. Why are all these things coming together so quickly? It's obvious that the memes are having a major impact. I mean, just within the last few months, instead of course, the F. Joe Biden chant that has been constantly going around stadiums across the entire internet. Hell, I see it on YouTube comments, on Twitter, a lot of that stuff. Even though I don't necessarily use Twitter, it's definitely fun as a guest to actually look at that stuff. And and the memes that people create are freaking fantastic. I have to hand it to those guys. To anyone who makes those kinds of memes. Bravo for you guys. But anyway, they're trying to clamp down on this. They're trying to make themselves look like there is nothing bad that is going on. There is no opposition whatsoever. Everyone loves their stuff. But in all honesty, this is actually doing more harm than good. Just in the case of Twitter, their stock prices have actually gone down by 35%. That is a major plunge. And this happened over a period of few hours once they announced their new terms of service with, again, as I restated earlier in this video, that you apparently need direct consent of a person to post a picture on Facebook. which again is kind of ridiculous, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of people it's not impossible. But it's not just the memes that are being affected by this. It's also it also affects people like Andy No and a few other people like Project Veritas, because they rely heavily on public footage, public photos, testimony, documentation, that sort of thing, in order to support their journalism. This is basically their career, and while while they are working with their careers, while they are working and doing the actual professional journalism, people see that as a threat. People like CNN, MSNBC, Twitter, the White House. Again, these people have more to gain by having this kind of terms of service out there. Do I think this is going to help whatsoever? Honestly, I doubt it. I think that people like Andy No and Project Veritas have a majorly diversified network, so that way they could still get their message out. I still see some of their videos on YouTube. Although I wouldn't be surprised that in the future YouTube would do something similar, aside from the obvious removing or suspending the dislike button, to try to clamp down on those videos. Would not surprise me one bit. And in the case of Twitter, honestly, it's going to be a dying website either way. It's not really innovating at all. It's just, honestly, a lot of people are seeing it the same way a lot of people used to see Tumblr. Yeah, although that's still a thing, apparently. That's still the way it is in its current form. Twitter, I mean. Tumblr, I mean. People see Twitter as basically a place to shitpost other people to easily rile up. Basically, in the case of lefties, or liberals, or anyone on the left side of the political spectrum. That's basically all that is. And there is nothing else that people like about this website. You do have somewhat of a core that does like Twitter, but it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It's just not as fun anymore. I'm pretty certain that over time, Twitter will die. I'm pretty certain that will definitely happen. The question is, what other platform will take its place? The question, honestly, I do not know the answer to that question. I'm not necessarily a tech expert, and there are a lot of other social media websites. A lot of them all tech, a lot of them big tech. I would not be surprised if Facebook managed to get some kind of a big start on this, if Twitter does collapse, or some other big tech website that I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe even BitChute or something else. Maybe Getter, which I'm on actually, could take advantage of this situation. Who knows? But right now, we'll just have to wait and see. All I know is Twitter is dying as a result of their stupid policies, and I couldn't care less. All I have to say to them, let's go, Brandon. My name is Noah Meehan on The Arc Truth. Please post your comments down below, like this video, subscribe, share with friends. Also, if you have any issues regarding my videos, such as improving my quality or my speaking, please post them down in the comment section down below or directly message me. Thank you.
Almost